UFC 305. Your boy's fresh off the plane from Austin, Texas, where I did a live fight campaign at the time for UFC 305. DDP, Izzy, too much fun. Those fight campaigns are so fun. Tony Hinchcliffe, Brian Simpson's hilarious. He thought DDP was French. It's great. Great. I think, too, that, the fight companion, most of the people there, Simpson loves Izzy. Tony Hinchcliffe has a relationship with Izzy. I'm close with Izzy. So if you're watching that and it's biased, yeah, man, Izzy's our boy. That's why. It was like, oh, look at the reaction of Rogan. He doesn't play that game, but the rest of us, Simpson's he's not the biggest fight fan. He's into it, but it's not like his forte. But so he's fun on there, and then Tony Hinchcliffe is the best. So, but we're all close with Izzy. So, you'll see posts when the fight campaign crew so disappointed Izzy didn't get the win. It's like, yeah, it's our friend. That's all it is. It's nothing against DDP. Yeah, I was wrong. And this is how it goes, man. I'll give you a hot take. There's a reason a lot of people in the space don't make picks, or they do, and it's not clip worthy, or it's just, they'll pick the entire card from the prelims to the main event. So it's not that big of a deal. I go hard in the paint. Anything I do, I go over the top. It's just what I do. I go hard in the paint. If I'm DDP, I'd be offended too, man. I completely get it. Right after winning a world champion, would I get on Twitter and fire back at the hater? Probably not. I'd probably enjoy my world championship belt and the accomplishment of beating who I think is the greatest middleweight of all time. That's what I would do. But again, to each its own. When I was fighting, was I champ? Nope. Top 10, yeah, closest I got, 10. But it's a far cry from DDP, man. So I get it. But even when I was in the top 10, I had a guy pick Mitrione. He picked Mitrione against me in an interview, and that'll add fuel to the fire. It pisses you off. So you see my dumbass, saying Izzy's going to beat the shit out of him. Yeah, it's going to get back to him, man. That's why a lot of people in the space don't do this. I'm different. I don't give a fuck. And you got to eat some crow, man. Yeah, eat some crow cock, It's just what you got to do, It's like, I expect this stuff. And I was wrong, completely off. It wasn't a case of like Izzy versus Strickland, where Izzy didn't show up and Strickland beat the brakes off of him, and it was like a shell of what we're used to. DDP beat, man, one of the best versions of Izzy I've ever seen. Like, kudos to him. And I was thinking about it, even after the campaign, or even during the campaign, I was like, I just can't, it's not that I can't give it up. I recognize, a champion when I see one. In the moment when you watch DDP fight, if someone came to you and was like, what's he do that's world class? I'm like, I don't know. So I spent Sunday night reviewing all DDP's fights, from KSW to his fights in the UFC, looking at his 2 losses. And there's a common theme. Like, if there's a common theme, the guy's an absolute winner. And if this is a video game, DDP is, if you're given, I don't know what EA Sports rankings they give him. I don't give a shit about that. But if you look at just everything that he does, everything's an 8. You give everything about an 8. Cardio 8. Striking 8. Grappling 8. Wrestling 8. And then over here, the ability to win, a 10. So what makes DDP special, when again you look at KSW, which is a hell of an organization, and he was a champion there. Look at his UFC fights, just he's the best in the division at figuring out a way to win. And the thing he has over all these other opponents that I've watched is he's impossible to prepare for, because when you're fighting Izzy, it's going to be a striking match. When you're fighting Strickland, it's going to be a boxing match. When you're fighting Hamza, you can expect some wrestling. You're fighting Bo Nickel, you expect some wrestling. Sorry. These kids, man.
He's just smiling, dude.
Yeah, these kids. So when you're fighting these other guys, there's one thing they're very dominant at, and you can game plan for that. With DDP, because he's so well-rounded, he's tough to prepare for because he's going in there and he makes it a straight-up fight. It's not the sexiest thing. You can point out certain flaws about him, you know, when he's blitzing and when he misses, boy, does he miss. And you're like, God, his technique's awful. On certain times, like when he blitzes and he misses and his head's over his feet and he's swinging and you're like, God, that's world class. And the answer is yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the answer is yeah. He just finds a way to win. And the other thing that I found out about DDP, just doing all this research on him, is he might get to, when it comes to exhaustion in the octagon, especially in the Strickland fight, especially in this Izzy fight, everyone gets tired. Even if they're known as cardio machines, everyone gets tired in a fight. I don't care if it's Lance Armstrong in a fight. Everyone's going to get fatigued. DDP might get fatigued sooner than them, but his head's still above water. And eventually his opponent also gets to here. And DDP can get through that. He can survive that. He's just so goddamn tough. Even though he's here, you're going to get there. And then as the fight goes on, you're going to start to sink. DDP he stays right there the entire time. The water's there and you're starting to sink even lower. And he might have got there faster, whether it's the first round, second round, third round, but he can still navigate and stick to his game plan or stick to and find his ability to win, even though he's here. He'll get there faster, and he might look fatigued faster than he did in this Izzy fight, but he can still execute. And these other guys can't. You saw Izzy have a lapse in judgment with his fighting, with his game plan, and because DDP's not all the way down here and just getting abused, he takes advantage of it. So when you look at DDP, the narrative of not world class, that ain't gonna work anymore. You look at his resume, it's insane, dude. The Robert Whittaker, the Strickland, yeah, to have Strickland winning, yeah, but he won. Found a way to win. I know it doesn't matter what we think. Found a way to win. Izzy fight. Going into that fourth round, you probably have it 2-1 Izzy. 2-1 Izzy. Found a way to win. He's just very tough to game plan for. And he's a guy that, you know, his background, you would say, is kickboxing. He was 33-0 in kickboxing, amateur kickboxing. Won a gold for South Africa in kickboxing. I think he's the first ever South African. Was it WAKO World Championship by winning gold in K1 style boxing. But you wouldn't say he's a world-class kickboxer in the octagon. Again, because we're used to the Izzies, the Alexes of the world, the Wonder Boys, this super high level. You would say he's just the best fighter. He's just good at everything, and he exposes it. And he's a big brute, dude. He's a lot to deal with. And these guys on the feet, they have to respect him on the feet. He can net it on the feet. If he goes to the ground, he'll find a submission. Is he, you know, Mackenzie Dern or Gilbert Burns on the ground? Nope. Nope. He's not a 10 down there. He's an 8. Is he a 10 on the feet? Nope. He's an 8. But he just figures out a way. He just always figures out a way to get the job done. That's what he's world class at. Toughness, 10. Another thing, you don't really see him get hit much. There's something to be said. You make fun of when he misses with these big loopy punches and he does these blitzes and when they don't work. Sure. He's doing something right, though. His defense is pretty good. You would assume Robert Whittaker, who looks for that, could counter and take his lights out. Nope. You would assume Izzy could take advantage of that. He's seen it before at that world kickboxing level. Nope. No. Did you see Izzy land anything significant, like to the face? Some of the shots really is more of the body work. Really lit him up in the body. That's a sign of toughness, the body. So you look at him and all signs point is he should have won the fight. You look at before the Robert Whittaker fight, Robert should usually win that fight. You look at the two style matchups, that's a disaster for DDP. You get Izzy, that's a disaster for DDP. You got Strickland, like, yeah, man, with the volume, with his cardio issues, that's going to be tough for him. But he just finds a way to win. He finds a way he's well-rounded at everything. He's probably the most well-rounded champ we have. John Jones is up there. Aspinall's up there. But the lower weight classes, everyone's a specialty, not DDP. He's damn good at everything. The best? Nope. No. There's no argument there. He's not the best at striking. He's not the best at grappling. There's literally there's certain specialists, that's all they do. But that's the only way they can win. DDP can win on the feet, heavy hands. Yeah, he might miss, but boy, if one of those lands, it's over. That's what you got to worry about. That's why he gets the respect from these world-class strikers. On the ground, is he gonna? Dude, you go down there. Is he that guy like Mackenzie Dern or Charles Oliveira, where if it goes to the ground, it's over right away? Nope. He'll find a way though. Over time, he'll find a way. Again, he's an 8 at everything, but an absolute 10. If we could go higher, you would give it to him at finding a way to win. Just a brute. Your boy was wrong. Your boy was wrong, and it's not again. This is a different conversation. If Izzy looked like a shell of himself and got another DUI like he did in the Strickland fight, there was none of that. That was a damn good Izzy. He beat him, man. Took his best shot and beat him. Kudos. He's a beast. Nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. Him firing off at me, sure, I get it, man. I do the exact same, dude. I take no offense to it. No offense. Me and Strickland, we get into it on social media. Strickland's my guy. Love Strickland. Me and him had a conversation. He's like, hey, I love you, man. Like, it's all good. I'm like, dude, I'm not that guy. He thought I was upset. Dude, I got 3 kids. I'm 41. I'm not worried about shit talking on Twitter, Instagram, dude. It's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried about that stuff. I get it, dude. I get all of it. His team, fuck yeah, I'd be offended, dude. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I get it. I was offended. I'm not the guy that goes to Twitter and, when I was fighting, Twitter wasn't even that big, but even then, it was still around. I had it, but I wouldn't go on Twitter and call the journalist out or the entertainer on YouTube, saying I suck or I'm going to lose this fight. It's just not what I did. It's just not what I do. But yeah, DDP, nothing but love for him.